Welcome to Salt Lake City, Utah, a place where the snow-capped mountains touch the sky, where history, nature, and modern life blend into something truly unique. When you first hear Salt Lake City, you probably think of the Great Salt Lake, skiing, or maybe even the 2002 Winter Olympics. But this city has so much more to tell. Salt Lake City isn't just another stop on the map. It's a gateway to adventure, a capital with deep cultural roots, and a modern hub growing faster than ever. Imagine walking through streets framed by mountains, so close you feel like you could reach out and touch them. Imagine a city where each corner holds a story. Stories of pioneers, of faith, of resilience, and of transformation into one of America's fastest-growing metropolitan areas. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever been here? Or is Salt Lake City on your travel bucket list? Drop a comment below and tell me what other cities you'd like me to document and explain. Your suggestion might just become my next video. Now, let's start with the roots. Salt Lake City was founded in 1847 by Mormon pioneers, led by Brigham Young, who declared, "This is the place." Those words weren't just a declaration. They became a symbol of hope and new beginnings in the American West. From that moment, the city began to grow, not just as a religious center, but as a cultural and economic hub that today welcomes people from all walks of life. As you explore downtown, you'll find Temple Square, the beating heart of the city's history. The Salt Lake Temple, with its striking granite towers, took 40 years to complete and remains one of the most recognized landmarks in the state of Utah. But Salt Lake City is not only about faith, it's about diversity, innovation, and nature all around you. And speaking of nature, just look around. The Wasatch Range rises dramatically to the east, while the Aquer Mountains stand to the west. In between, the Great Salt Lake itself, the largest saltwater lake in the Western Hemisphere, creates sunsets that look like paintings, with fiery colors reflecting across the water. Salt Lake City is truly a city between mountains and desert, history and future, faith and progress. And trust me, this is just the beginning.
1, 2, 3,
As Salt Lake City grew from its pioneer roots, it transformed into something much bigger than anyone could have imagined back in 1847. Today, this isn't just a quiet mountain town. It's a thriving urban center with a personality that feels both welcoming and adventurous. Downtown Salt Lake City is alive with energy. Walk along Main Street, and you'll see a mix of historic buildings, modern skyscrapers, street art, and coffee shops buzzing with young professionals, students, and creatives. The city is home to the University of Utah, a place where innovation and research collide with youthful spirit. And you can feel that energy flowing into the city itself. And let's not forget the arts. Did you know Salt Lake City has one of the most vibrant cultural scenes in the West? The Utah Symphony, Ballet West, and the Utah Opera all call this city home. The Eccles Theater brings Broadway shows right into the heart of downtown, while local galleries showcase the work of artists inspired by Utah's dramatic landscapes. Creativity isn't just a side note here, it's part of the city's identity. Sports fans, this city has something for you too. The Utah Jazz, Salt Lake City's NBA team, bring thousands of fans together at the Delta Center. Whether you're a basketball fanatic or just love the thrill of the game, a Jazz home game is something you'll never forget. The crowd, the energy, the skyline visible just outside the arena. And it doesn't stop at basketball. Real Salt Lake represents Major League Soccer, and the city is buzzing with passion for every team. But here's something that makes Salt Lake City truly unique. It's unbeatable access to the outdoors. Locals like to say, you can leave your desk at 5 p.m. and be on a ski slope by 5:30. And it's true. Just minutes from downtown, you'll find world-class skiing and snowboarding in the Wasatch Mountains. Resorts like Park City, Snowbird, and Alta are legendary. And it's no wonder this area hosted the 2002 Winter Olympics. Even if skiing isn't your thing, hiking, mountain biking, and climbing are right at your doorstep. And speaking of the Olympics, Salt Lake City is bidding to host the Winter Games again in 2034. Imagine the world's eyes once again turning to Utah, to these very mountains, to this city that has already proven it can host one of the greatest sporting events in history. Salt Lake City isn't only about sports and nature. It's also about food, flavor, and local traditions. From farm-to-table restaurants that highlight Utah's agricultural roots, to hidden gems serving international cuisine. The food scene here is booming. And yes, if you've heard the myths about quirky drinking laws, the truth is, Salt Lake City has a thriving craft beer scene with breweries that locals are proud of. Now, here's something I'd love to know from you. If you were in Salt Lake City right now, what's the first thing you'd do? Would you head straight for the mountains, explore downtown, or watch a Jazz game? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to share what other cities you'd love me to explore and explain in future videos. Step outside the city limits, and you'll understand why Salt Lake City feels like a place straight out of an adventure book. Nature here doesn't just surround the city, it defines it. From the iconic Great Salt Lake to some of the most stunning national parks in America, this region is a playground for explorers, dreamers, and anyone who craves the outdoors. Let's start with the Great Salt Lake, the namesake of the city. Stretching across more than 1,700 square miles, it's the largest saltwater lake in the Western Hemisphere. And while its waters can be shallow and ever-changing, its beauty is unforgettable. On a calm evening, the sunsets here are something magical. The sky turns shades of orange, pink, and purple, reflecting off the lake's surface like a giant mirror. It's no wonder photographers and travelers flock here for that perfect shot. But the Great Salt Lake isn't just about beauty. It's also a vital ecosystem, home to millions of migratory birds. Antelope Island State Park, located within the lake, gives you the chance to see free-roaming bison, pronghorn antelope, and some of the most breathtaking views you'll ever find. Imagine standing on a ridge, looking out over the shimmering lake with herds of bison grazing in the distance. That's Salt Lake City's backyard. And then there are the mountains. The Wasatch Range isn't just a backdrop, it's a natural playground. In the summer, trails lead hikers to alpine lakes, wildflower meadows, and ridgelines where you can see forever. In the winter, powder snow blankets the slopes, drawing skiers from all over the world. The nickname, the greatest snow on Earth, isn't just marketing, it's the real deal. But let's go further, because Salt Lake City is also the gateway to Utah's famous Mighty Five national parks: Zion, Bryce Canyon, Arches, Canyonlands, and Capitol Reef. While they're a few hours' drive from the city, many visitors use Salt Lake as their starting point for these adventures. Each park is like stepping into another world, from the towering red cliffs of Zion to the delicate stone arches that seem to defy gravity. And right here, closer to the city, you have Big Cottonwood Canyon and Little Cottonwood Canyon. These canyons aren't just popular with skiers. They're beloved year-round for climbing, hiking, and simply escaping the noise of the city. It's rare to find a capital city in the United States where wilderness like this is just minutes away. This connection to nature shapes the lifestyle of Salt Lake City. People here grow up skiing before they can even drive. Weekend plans often mean hiking with friends, mountain biking trails, or camping under the stars. It's a city where work-life balance leans toward the outdoors, and where adventure is part of everyday life. So if you love nature, Salt Lake City isn't just a place to visit. It's a place you'll want to return to again and again. And here's a quick chat. Salt Lake City isn't just a capital of nature and adventure. It's also a city of progress, innovation, and growth. Over the last few decades, Salt Lake has transformed itself into one of the most dynamic urban centers in the American West. And what makes it so fascinating is how it balances tradition with modern ambition. Historically, Salt Lake was known as a hub for mining, railroads, and agriculture. But today, it's become a rising star in the tech world. You might have heard of the term Silicon Slopes. That's not California, that's Utah. And Salt Lake City, along with neighboring areas, has become the epicenter of a booming tech industry. Companies in software, cybersecurity, and cloud computing have set up headquarters here, drawing in young professionals and entrepreneurs from across the country. This growth has fueled one of the fastest rising economies in the United States. Salt Lake City consistently ranks high in job creation, business opportunities, and quality of life. It's a place where startups thrive, but also where big names like Adobe, eBay, and Goldman Sachs have established major operations. The result? A city that feels both small enough to be personal and big enough to dream big. Of course, with growth comes change. Salt Lake City has seen its skyline evolve. New residential towers, sleek office buildings, and expanded public spaces. The TRAX light rail system makes it easier than ever to get around, connecting downtown to the airport, the suburbs, and even the University of Utah. Public investment is reshaping the city into one of the most livable metros in the West. But Salt Lake City's modern identity isn't just about business. It's also about community and culture. The city has become increasingly diverse, with people from different backgrounds, faiths, and cultures calling it home. That diversity shines in its food, festivals, and neighborhoods. Walk through downtown, and you'll find not only traditional American diners, but also Ethiopian restaurants, Mexican taquerias, Vietnamese po shops, and Middle Eastern cafes. On the social side, Salt Lake City has become known for its progressive spirit. Once seen as a conservative stronghold, the city is now one of the most LGBTQ+ friendly cities in the region. The annual Utah Pride Festival is one of the largest in the country, and the community here continues to grow stronger every year. It's proof that Salt Lake City isn't stuck in the past. It's evolving, adapting, and embracing change. And what about daily life? For locals, it's about balance. Imagine finishing a shift at work, grabbing dinner downtown, and then heading up the canyon for an evening hike under the stars. Families spend weekends at the Hogle Zoo, the Natural History Museum of Utah, or cheering on the Jazz downtown. College students pack Rice-Eccles Stadium during football season to support the Utah Utes. It's a city that knows how to work hard, but also how to enjoy life to the fullest. Now, here's something I'd love to hear from you. Do you prefer cities that are fast-paced and all business, or places like Salt Lake City that give you the best of both worlds, opportunity and adventure? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to suggest what city I should explore next. Your ideas shape this journey. Salt Lake City is more than just its landmarks, mountains, or even its history. It's about its people. Generations have built a community here that is resilient, ambitious, and forward-looking. From the early pioneers who carved a home out of desert land, to today's tech entrepreneurs and students chasing big dreams, Salt Lake has always been defined by determination and vision, and that spirit carries into the future. Salt Lake City is on track to keep growing, not just in numbers, but in influence. Its population has been rising steadily, attracting newcomers who want both career opportunities and a lifestyle close to nature. The city has become a magnet for young families, adventurers, and innovators who see Utah not as the middle of nowhere, but as the center of something new. But Salt Lake's future is not only economic, it's cultural. The city is embracing diversity like never before. Festivals celebrating cultures from around the world now fill the calendar. Local artists are leaving their mark on the city's identity, and younger generations are shaping Salt Lake into a place that is more open, creative, and global than ever before. There are challenges, of course. The Great Salt Lake faces environmental pressures, and the city must find solutions to balance growth with sustainability. Housing demand is rising, and the community is working to keep the city affordable and livable for everyone. Yet, these challenges are also opportunities. Chances for Salt Lake City to prove, once again, that resilience is in its DNA. When you walk the streets of Salt Lake City today, you feel a city in motion, a place that remembers its roots, but refuses to stand still. You see construction cranes on the skyline, young families in parks, climbers heading into the canyons, and entrepreneurs pitching new ideas downtown. It's a city that's constantly evolving, yet never losing the heart that made it what it is. So what does Salt Lake City represent? It's a story of beginnings, of a community that dared to thrive in a desert, of people who built a home between mountains and a lake, and of a city that today stands proud as one of America's hidden gems. And now, I'll leave you with this. If you've ever wondered where you could find a city that offers both modern opportunity and breathtaking natural beauty, Salt Lake City, Utah, might just be that place. Before you go, let me ask, which city do you want me to explore and explain next? Drop your ideas in the comments. Maybe it's your hometown. Maybe it's a place you've always dreamed of visiting. And if you enjoyed this journey through Salt Lake City, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who loves exploring America's most fascinating places. Because this journey doesn't stop here. Together, we'll keep uncovering the stories, the history, and the magic of cities across the United States, one adventure at a time.